In this video, we will talk about how to install VDI Report Center. Within the application scenario, consist of 3 points to explain the value of VDI Report Center. As the first point, the virtual machine asset information needs to be checked periodically in order to further release the idle resources. When the resources are insufficient, the resources capacity will be expanded. In addition, the virtual machine asset information can be exported to generate a report. As for the second point, it is necessary to periodically check the security policies and disable high-risk security policies in time to prevent leaks. For security incidents that have occurred, the security policy change record can be used to trace the responsible person. As for the third point, need to audit all the files exported from the VDI virtual machine. If necessary, audit the contents of the exported file, and can display the statistics of file exports such as file size, number of files, or top 10. We now will explain VDI Report Center installation server requirement. The Report Center can only be installed on Windows Server. Before installing the Report Center, you must install the Windows Server. Windows Server can be installed on the VMP or on the physical server. The server specifications as shown as below as OS version is in Windows Server 2012 64 bits. For the functional requirement consist of two parts as do not audit file content and audit file content. The deployment conditions for do not audit file content consist of two parts as first, install Server 2012 on VMP. Second, install Server 2012 on the physical server. The deployment conditions for audit file content as install Server 2012 on the physical server. The CPU requirement for both functional requirements must have or more than 4 cores. The RAM requirement for both functional requirements must have or more than 8 GB. The disk requirement for do not audit file content functional requirement must have or more than 500 GB. As for the disk requirement for audit file content, functional requirements must have or more than 1 TB. We now talk about Report Center installation. Prepare a Windows Server as Windows Server 2012 or above version. We can get to access the Sangfor community website. Can click on Self-Services, click on Download box. Within Download, choose and click on the VDI product. Within the VDI, you can choose the version for the VDI package that you want to download. Go to the VDI, choose the Report Center Settings tool, click on the download icon. Wait for the download process for the installation package finish. Noted, the version for the downloaded Report Center package must same with VDC and VMP that you used. After that, can unzip the Report Center file with Unzip software. Click Next. Choose to accept the term agreement, click Next. Click Install, and wait for the package install. The installation has been completed, click on the Close button. Now we will talk about the way to access Report Center. Can check whether the installation is successful as key in the IP below. Access Report Center in the Windows Server operating system at 127.0.0.1. Access the Report Center from outside of the server with the Windows Server IP address, such as 192.168.20.137. Here is the access result after you have successfully installed the Report Center. Now we will talk about the Report Center Web UI login. For login browser requirements as shows below must as Chrome 42 or above version, Firefox 18 or above version and IE 10 or above version. Can just go to Web UI login address, key in the default report IP that we have shown before. For administrator types for Report Center consist of 2 types as Audit Administrator, the default username, and password for Audit Administrator are AuditAdmin. For System Administrator, the default username and password for System Administrator are sysadmin. Now we will talk about VDC Configure Report Center. We must connect our Report Center with our VDC as log into the VDC Web UI. Configure the Report Center settings in the System to Report Center. Tick on Enable Center Report Center. Key in the Windows Server IP address that you have installed Report Center. Also can click on Visit Report Center to direct access Report Center. Key in the port number as 443. Must always click on the Test Connectivity button, to make sure it will show up the address is reachable and access succeeds. Click on the Save button. The status will change from error to on. Now we will talk about VDI Report Center limitation. The VDI Report Center limitation separate in two parts as: first, one report center can only connect to one VDC cluster. Mean that's the report center and the VDC must be uniquely associated. If a report center has been configured for a VDC, other VDCs cannot be associated with this report center again. Otherwise, data processing will be confused. Second, report center can only process data from one VMP cluster. Because the report center does not support multi-VMP cluster data processing, it can only accept and process data sent by a VMP cluster. The report center is configured on the VDC console. The VDC console may have multiple VMPs. In this case, only the data of first VMP on the VDC console can be displayed in the report center. Now we will talk about the difference between audit administrators and system administrators. The separation of two administrators in the report center indicates that the audit administrator and the system administrator separately manage different functions of report center to jointly manage and maintain the report center. Audit administrators can access more features than system administrators as running status, assets management, security policies audit, file export audit and system settings. System administrators can access a few features as running status and system settings. Within system status to concurrent status, audit administrators can view access log but system administrators can't. Within system administrators can perform access control but audit administrators can't. Audit administrators have more rights than system administrators as mentioned earlier. We'll explain again within Report Center function description.